D. H. Lawrence quotes: "A woman has to live her life, or live to repent not having lived it." We've got to live, no matter how many skies have fallen. For my part, I prefer my heart to be broken. It is so lovely, kaleidoscopic within the crack. I never saw a wild thing sorry for itself. I never saw a wild thing sorry for itself. A small bird will drop frozen dead from a bough without ever having felt sorry for itself. Be still when you have nothing to say. When genuine passion moves you, say what you've got to say, and say it hot. Perhaps only people who are capable of real togetherness have that look of being alone in the universe. The others have a certain stickiness, they stick to the mass. One must learn to love, and go through a good deal of suffering to get to it, and the journey is always towards the other soul. A woman unsatisfied must have luxuries. But a woman who loves a man would sleep on a board. She was always waiting, it seemed to be her forte. But better die than live mechanically a life that is a repetition of repetitions. Nobody knows you. You don't know yourself. And I, who am half in love with you, what am I in love with? My own imaginings? Love is never a fulfillment. Life is never a thing of continuous bliss. There is no paradise. Fight and laugh and feel bitter and feel bliss, and fight again. Fight, fight. That is life. But that is how men are. Ungrateful and never satisfied. When you don't have them they hate you because you won't, and when you do have them they hate you again, for some other reason. Or for no reason at all, except that they are discontented children, and can't be satisfied whatever they get, let a woman do what she may. Life is ours to be spent, not to be saved. I should feel the air move against me, and feel the things I touched, instead of having only to look at them. I'm sure life is all wrong because it has become much too visual, we can neither hear nor feel nor understand, we can only see. I'm sure that is entirely wrong. We fucked a flame into being. I like to write when I feel spiteful. It is like having a good sneeze. November 1913. I love trying things and discovering how I hate them. I want to live my life so that my nights are not full of regrets. Instead of chopping yourself down to fit the world, chop the world down to fit yourself. There's lots of good fish in the sea, maybe, but the vast masses seem to be mackerel or herring, and if you're not mackerel or herring yourself, you are likely to find very few good fish in the sea. It is a fine thing to establish one's own religion in one's heart, not to be dependent on tradition and second-hand ideals. Life will seem to you, later, not a lesser, but a greater thing. Money poisons you when you've got it, and starves you when you haven't. A little morphine in all the air. It would be wonderfully refreshing for everyone. It's not art for art's sake, it's art for my sake. Those that go searching for love only make manifest their own lovelessness, and the loveless never find love, only the loving find love, and they never have to seek for it. The human soul needs beauty more than bread. Obscenity only comes in when the mind despises and fears the body, and the body hates and resists the mind. Be a good animal true to your instincts. The essential American soul is hard, isolate, stoic, and a killer. It has never yet melted. Every true artist is the salvation of every other. Only artists produce for each other a world that is fit to live in. All hopes of eternity and all gain from the past he would have given to have her there, to be wrapped warm with him in one blanket, and sleep, only sleep. It seemed the sleep with the woman in his arms was the only necessity. There is nothing to save, now all is lost, but a tiny core of stillness in the heart like the eye of a violet. Never was an age more sentimental, more devoid of real feeling, more exaggerated in false feeling, than our own. And that is how we are. By strength of will we cut off our inner intuitive knowledge from admitted consciousness. This causes a state of dread, or apprehension, which makes the blow 10 times worse when it does fall. I can never decide whether my dreams are the result of my thoughts or my thoughts the result of my dreams. I want us to be together without bothering about ourselves, to be really together because we are together, as if it were a phenomenon, not a thing we have to maintain by our own effort. That's the place to get to nowhere. One wants to wander away from the world's somewheres, into our own nowhere. Recklessness is almost a man's revenge on his woman. He feels he is not valued, so he will risk destroying himself to deprive her altogether. Life and love are life and love, a bunch of violets is a bunch of violets, and to drag in the idea of a point is to ruin everything. Live and let live, love and let love, flower and fade, and follow the natural curve, which flows on, pointless. What the eye doesn't see and the mind doesn't know, doesn't exist.